Hello and welcome. My name is Ash and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where we go over everything travel. And today we are doing a live travel advisor training for Cruise Complete. We're going to do a walkthrough, basically kind of go over everything, do a little bit of a booking, and see all the different features that they have to offer us. So let's go ahead and dive in while I'm removing all of this fancy stuff on the screen here. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can get notified when I go live. And as well, you guys can get all of the updates whenever I post recordings and just show your support, right? We love that. Now, of course, I already have it popped up for my trainings, but I also have what we need right next to it. So here is for this, guys. So we will be able to do Cruise Complete. It is actually done through Agent Universe, which looks like this right here. So Agent Universe, you can find that in the Travel Cafe under suppliers. Now, typically it is mostly for US suppliers. I believe they do have some kind of form for Mexico, but you would have to check on that one, okay? I do know, though, for this part, it's going to be us in the US here. So inside of here, we have the option for many things under Agent Universe, but today we are going to be doing Cruise Complete, which is right here. Now, I believe still when I first started this, I had to ask for access. So if you have that where you have to ask for access, I'm going to tell you guys, if it doesn't tell you how, what I would do is message. I'm going to give you the email. Ready? Evo supplier help at archertravel.com. So Evo supplier help at archertravel.com. And I believe they should be able to help you there. Okay. If not, it should have instructions on how you get access. So here we are. All right. So once you first populate into Cruise Complete, it's going to have several different things that you can do in here. Right off the bat, you guys can actually work on 3 different itineraries if you choose to. I can clear them too. But you have up to 3 itineraries that you can work on at one time. You also are going to see a lot of things that go here, like they have different sales. This is who we're working on behalf of. And right off the bat underneath, we have all of our stuff. All right. So in here, when you are going through it, if you already know who you're booking for and you know their information, you can technically select customer and create a new one. If you go through the booking, it's going to prompt you to do this either way because it's going to create a customer. But if you want to go ahead and put it in there, you can. Okay. And if you're rebooking somebody, you can search that customer if you've already booked them in here before and redo it. Okay. Next thing, we have customers and trips. So these are things obviously that you've already booked. You can search for them in here. You can also import a booking. So if you already booked something, you want to import it in here, you can. I don't really know why you would want to do that, honestly. If you need to, you can, but I don't really see this being a thing because once I book it in here, it automatically I just go to the supplier. So like if I get a good deal for Royal Caribbean here, once I book it, I can just search it in Royal Caribbean and it'll populate. All right. They all do that. So up to you. And then also we have facts and training. I like this little part because sometimes I get stuck on things and they have little guides. They're really nice. So if you ever need help with like a booking that you're working on, of course you can reach out to them, but you know, I would kind of go here first and see if they can help you. Okay. And then they have the support tab. So obviously that's how you get support. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and start the actual Cruise Complete part. So in Cruise Complete, you have 2 options. You can do a cruise or do a river cruise. We can click on both. So we have the cruise only, and then they have a cruise tour. And then let me open this so you guys know what a cruise tour is. So some offer lines, okay. basically like, how am I gonna explain this to you? Sometimes when you go on a cruise, it'll be like a land tour as well. Like you can debark and then like go on the land and do a whole entire tour there too. That's what that is. Okay. Exactly like Alaska and Europe. Those are the two best ones. I've seen Princess do this, NCL. Um, who else? Adventures by Disney actually does this, but I don't know if you can book Disney in here. But they actually have like a whole thing. Disney does it, like National Geographic stuff like that too. So there's a lot of different options for that. Of course, we're just going to do a regular cruise today, but if you wanted to go there, you can. They also have river cruises, which is kind of cool because normally when we go to river cruises, we have to go and search individually. This is exactly like the ones that we have, like exactly what lines we have in here that we can book with. So we have Vikings, Uniworld, AMA Waterways, dear God, Avalon Waterways, River Cruises, and yeah. So if you want to do something like that, you can. And then we also have the tour option here. But today we're just going to do regular cruise. Okay. Now, with the cruise lines, one thing I've noticed so far that I have yet to find, I've never found it in here. I don't think you can do it in here, is book groups. I think you can only book groups directly. I've never found the group option here. But you can actually book up to 4 cabins in here. So if you got something like that going on and you want to get a quick pricing, you can do that. Now, I have actually only booked through Cruise Complete twice. Every time, what I normally do with Cruise Complete, because I use it every time I get a quote, without a doubt. But what I typically like to do is go and, let's just say, for example, I will go and grab the whatever they're looking for, the dates, the cruise, whatever they want to get the quote form set up. Then I will search it in here. I have always kind of found that Royal Caribbean or Carnival, NCL, whatever, the prices are about the same. Okay. And if it's the same, guess what I do? Okay, that's great. Hop over to where I am. But if they have a deal, because sometimes while we might not be able to book groups, Travel Leaders Network will let you go in and book a cabin on one of their groups and they will pay you for it. Okay. I have done that before. It was through Princess. It was one of the first bookings I ever did. I booked it through here, but they used to call it something else back in the day. It wasn't called Cruise Complete, but sometimes it happens too. So sometimes just check it anyways, because you might get a deal in here because of Travel Leaders Network. Travel Leaders Network does have little groups going on sometimes with some deals on top of what they already offer us. So you still use this. Even if you don't book through here, you can still use it to price compare. And that's primarily what I use it for. As soon as I get the quote, if I know what cruise lines, I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't know what they're looking for, but if they give me some dates, etc., that's where I'm going to start right here. I'm going to search it up. I'm going to pull all the cruise lines together, put the department, and then find out which one works for me. Okay. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to show you something cool. We'll put 2 cabins so I can show you how you can do like 2 separate ones. But I want to show you some options for deposits. So I'm going to go out. Let's do us. Oh, I don't even know if Christmas is an option. Honestly, for cruise lines right now, I've been booking mostly January and February and December, but not here. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of like, I don't know. I would say like January. Let's just do January because people, wow. We're going on a cruise for a whole month. No, let's just say we give them a window of the last 2 weeks of January. And we'll start here to give them a fair window. All right, so I've got January 18th through the January 31st. And for our sake, we're going to do a 5-night cruise, okay? 1 to 5 nights. Any destination, any cruise line, any cruise ship, that's fine. Embarkation, port, here. Let's see. This one is kind of confusing. I don't know why they do it like this. But even when you search this, guys, it's not going to populate. We don't want to add an embarkation port, I think. I think the ports are fine. And then ports of call. Dang. Where shall we? I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put anything in here, but even if I put anything in here, it's not going to populate. All right, we're just going to put Miami. Marketing code, sometimes guys, they'll give us marketing codes, but it'll populate with inside of it. But if you find the marketing code and oh, you know what? Let me show you that. Hold on. If you come in here, I'll show you the marketing codes. I forgot the main screen to show you guys. Whoopsies. Okay, wait. You see this right here? Cruise line offers. This right here. Did you know this? Sometimes in here they'll have these quotes. This is like the beginning page of Cruise Complete, right? And they're telling us about system outage, so that's cool. But they also have here. And then if I keep growing, I can't go any further. That's why I didn't show it to you guys. Is because I don't want to show my clients information. The whole bookings are down there that I've done. But if you go down, it'll tell you recent booking activity and it'll have usage and alerts too. Okay. But every once in a while, they will have like, see, $300 onboard credit commission with TLN Max. You see how this works? That's what I mean. So sometimes they have little extra things in here for us. And if they do, and it comes with a code, you can post it right there. Okay. Right into here. Now, vendor sailing identifier, that's the ship. If you already know the identifier, put it in there. Price range, leave that alone. And then cruise space specials. Cruise space specials are also on the outside of this. Where shall we find that? They have them somewhere. They're like in a weird spot. Yeah, search promos and cruise space. This is their own little special thing that they have going on here. Sometimes they have those. Honestly, I've never really seen them, but they're there. Okay. So if you have something like that, you can put it in there. You can also browse by destination and by cruise line on that side. All right. But let's search. So we're just going to do 2 people because I just want to make this easy. But we also did 2 cabins. So that's exciting. We're going to do it together. All right, standard search, enhance. You guys notice it got rid of my departure port? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you put it in there, it deletes it. It drives me crazy, but whatever. More options if I wanted to do it. It's not. Okay. All right, you want to be difficult, we can be difficult. Thank you. Go away. Modify. All right, here we go. Now, in here, you're going to see any cruise line, duration, whatever, right? Search cruise tours if I wanted to. Grouped view, price per day or full price, we can do that. We also have the recommended option, and then it's going to also have the ability to change that, like if you want to do an order, okay? So I'm going to go in. You can see here we have 3 nights. We have the rooms, okay? We can compare them if we wanted to. I think the compare one's actually really cool. And then they have an amenity departure, which means you can use this for yourself. Set sail with a little extra for your look. Oh, it has what is that? That's a $50 stay credit. Nice. Okay. See, this is why we like Cruise Complete. A lot of them have that. So that's a little something we can offer our clients. Cool. And then, like I said, if you want to price compare, let's just pick 3. Dang, who wants to go on a 3-night cruise? Ooh. All right, that's the same ship, but okay. Freedom of Seas again. Okay. And give me like a different cruise line here. Carnival, Sunrise. All right, we're being a little crazy. We're a little reckless. All right. So you see how I have all these 4 itineraries here? You can technically come in here and compare them. And they tell you which one's the best. And then you can click book now. All right, we like that. They have a little bit of promotions, but this one doesn't have a promotion. We don't like that, right? So that's just a little something you can do. And then if you actually find the one you want, I'm going to pick the top one because I like this little promotion thing that they got going on here. Right here. This isn't bad. The pricing is actually cheaper than going to the Western. The Eastern's better anyways. We all know that the Eastern itinerary, let's see, where's it at? They don't have it for us. Oh, there it is. All right, so if you click on it, we've got Miami, Bahamas. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you're not going to see much. What was the other one? Maybe that's why it's charging more. Maybe, you know what I'm thinking of? Carnival's itinerary for Eastern is way prettier. Okay, their own island in Mexico. That's the most basic cruise in the world. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? But you guys can see, the itinerary. You can also see the vendor. Let me clear this so you can see it. It'll tell you about the ship. I mean, the vendor, it'll tell you about the ship, tell you all the cool parts of it. That makes it so easy for us. Categories, the type of rooms that they have. I'm pretty sure, gotta check this, make sure they're available, but you get the idea. They get the pictures built in for you too. Love that. We love that. And then it has different decks, the destination, and then that little promotion that it has running for the $50 state credit. Oh, this is so nice. I feel like it's prettier than Royal Caribbean, but we won't tell them that. All right, I guess we're going Western. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's one I picked. I meant to pick Eastern. It's okay. Okay, so now we're in here, and now we got to get real specific about our clients. Okay, we don't have to actually put their information in until we come down here at the bottom, but we got to get specific about them in general. So 2 passengers, we're going to do 2 adults. Here we can do children and infants, but the first one has to be a senior or an adult. Then we can put the residency. So sometimes if you put them from a certain state, like where they're located, we'll give them a discount too. So keep that in mind. Now for here, we'll just leave this. And then you see how it says apply to all cabins? Because guess what? The girl's got the second cabin here. So watch this. Anytime you're making updates, and let's just say there's both 2 adults and 2 cabins in both cabins, you can just click this button right here and it'll copy it automatically to the second cabin too. We love that. All right. Is anyone in this party military, firefighter, police officer? No. Promotional codes. Be careful with these. Remember, I always tell you guys, make sure the code is commissionable because sometimes they're not. And then if we had an agency code from Archer, we could put it here. And then if they didn't want non-refundable rates, like don't show it to them, hit exclude. Okay. And then of course, applicable apply to all cabins. All right. Next cabin. It actually didn't apply to it. How rude. I don't think I'm clicking it hard enough. Oh, also past passenger. Nice. And you can search them up too. Love that. All right. Fine. Continue. We're doing 2 bookings at one today. Let's go. All right. So there's that selling identifier. That's it right there. There's the selling plan ID. So if you guys need anything like that, you can. Has all the information, has a picture of the ship. You can easily just slap this into a quote. I love that. And then let's go in and pick out all of these promotions. Fun. Okay. Woo, there's a lot of promotions, huh? They have cruise groups here too. And these are the savings. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Add USD Kelso. This is their groups that they're letting us add people to. Love that. Okay. And then you can still see in here all of the options. The only one that I'm ever really careful about is like when I select all of these. I don't care if we select all of them, that's fine. But you have to be careful with like the options that say something about maybe how do I say this? Like it's like interline cruise rates, employment rates. Like sometimes they just give us rates that are just for us, and we have to be very careful. I'm clicking it. Oh snap. We have to be very careful about making sure we do that. Like Carnival has an interline cruise rate, so we got to make sure that works, right? Okay, this is for the second cabin. All right, cool. Come on. Now we're probably going to select our rooms. Yep. Now Royal Caribbean doesn't have cruise rates like that, so I'm pretty sure we're okay. So these are all different cruise rates that have different options in them. We like that. If you put them in a group like this, how it has these groups, they don't know they're in a group. Okay, it's just like it's an infinity group. That means like it's just what they get. Okay. So if we put them in a spacious balcony room, okay, that's nice. What is the cheapest option? We have 1,052. Okay. Yep. Not combinable. Okay, we might. Yeah, give me that. Next cabin. Put them in the same thing. Also, give me that. That's the $50 room credit. Okay, now, before I hit continue on this, I want to show you something. Typically, you're not going to book 2 rooms, obviously, or 2 cabins, right? So what I like to do is right here. You see this quick quote? Click on that. Now, I don't think I can share this. Hold on. I have to switch my screen. 1 second. Because you can't see that. All right, so this is what it looks like when you send it. 1 second, I gotta get to it. Ah, there you go. All right, so this is what it looks like when you send. Now, this is only a quote. It tells you it can change. Love that. Watch how far this goes. Ready? So, sailing information, the pricing. Look at this. All right, pricing. Okay, August 8th. Today's July 10th. Wow. Okay. All right. That's a whole month deposit. That's awesome. Don't offer them that. But yeah, okay. $200. That's probably the best deposit I've ever seen. Balance due October 21st. And then they have the same thing for the second cabin because we did two. And then cabin 1, cabin 2, they have the rooms. The images are samples. It might not be the same. Love this. Guys, this is the whole thing. This is you can just send this to them. Oh my God, it's so pretty, isn't it? All right, there we go. We got that rate. Okay, that means add. They added it for us. $50 cabin. Yeah, we like that. Love that. All right, and then advisories, and then how to email them. Isn't that so nice? Wow. Honestly, I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me share my screen one more time. So that is what it looks like when you do that. Back to what we were doing. All right, that's the quick quote. But in this instance, let's keep going, shall we? Continue. I think sometimes we'd be sleeping on Cruise Complete. After I saw that whole month deposit, you literally can go and promote this and be like, hey, there's no deposit due till then. Like, you're good. Reserve now, just need names and date of births. Now, I would still make them pay the $200 probably like in a week or so, but this is really good because if somebody has to have some time, I've had clients where like, oh, I need a little bit more time. Okay, I can reserve it for you and then you can make the payment on blah, blah, blah. Love that, right? All right, so here is the ships, but I'm pretty sure we did a guarantee, but I'm thinking it's making me click the rooms now. And maybe we didn't. What, the price about to go up? Cabin selection active. Details. Ocean view balcony. Okay. Like that. All right, that's fine. But where is this? Oh, it's in the aft. Oof, is that the aft or the front? It's not helping me. This legend is horrible. Imagine if you did this like the standard view. Yeah, let's do that. Deck 9, okay. And then connect cabin. Well, where's this one at? Oh, you know what? That's not bad if they were, stayed right across the hall from each other. Let's do that. I see why they're going with that. All right, next cabin. We'll select this guy. That's cool. You see how it's almost like sold out? Like this is like a January cruise, right? And it's almost sold out. So y'all need to start booking y'all's cruises way further in advance, okay? Because like this is kind of dangerous here. They're gonna sell out. Okay. Designed, but to provide a full quote when the agent lacks patient information. Okay, we like that. But now what we need to do and what I want to do before I continue on, I want to see ours. Where's our commission? I want to know. Consumer. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. I was like, where's our commission? You see right here? So you see how it says consumer? This is a consumer. And when you click agent, this is your commission right here. Okay? And it'll be the same for 2. So that's for 2 cabins. That's not bad. All right, fare, subtitles, taxes, la la la, payment schedule, deposit due date, and then there's this, and then now we're gonna have to put this all together. Okay, so I'm not gonna continue on because it's not gonna. I'm gonna have to put information in, right? Obviously. So what we're gonna do though is I want to show you the bottom of this because that's the most important part. If you've ever booked before, it's the same thing. You're going to just hold this. You don't have to take payment for it because the payment's not due till August 8th. So you'll be able to follow it all the way through, but you have to create your what? Your travelers. When you put them in here, The last name on the passport, you can apply the last name to all of them if you want, if you have multiple cabins. And then, of course, they are going to have that part. Where is it at? You don't need their passport information to hold it. You can put all of this later, but you will need their names and their date of birth. Okay. You can do emergency contact if or a past passenger here. Same thing. And then the last important part is the dining. I'm going to tell you guys, every time I've ever been on a cabin, it's either going to be like a later time or my time, just letting you know. Table size, you can put it to 4, but there's not really a guarantee unless they do like the link between the cabins. There's a way to link them like in their app so they sit together. And then apart or together for the bed. And then if they want to prepay the gratuities, you can share this with them. You know, if they want to prepay it, they can. And then it's going to go to the next cabin. Now, it's going to have more details as you go. At the end, it started giving me, when I've done this in the past, it would give me things like insurance. I don't think it's going to give it insurance here, but you would have to continue it on all the way through, right? But I don't think it's going to give us insurance anywhere in here. So this is just going to be the readiness part. But you know what? How far deep are we into this live here? Only 28 minutes. Let's go. You want to go to Royal Caribbean? Let's go to Royal Caribbean real quick. Now I'm going to do a fast search. Let's do a price comparison because I'm genuinely curious. We're all curious here, right? I know they're not about to get no August thing. I bet they'll probably get a week if that. So brand, ship, let's see. 11 minutes, no pressure. Miami, Freedom of the Seas, got it. Royal Caribbean, Freedom of the Seas, Ports of Call, Miami. You see how it does it here, but it doesn't do it. All right, 2 adults, 2 children, and the date was what? January 19th. Okay. January 19th. Let's just do Orlando like the other one was. Oh, excuse me. Florida. All right. Nothing fancy and search. Oh. It just kicked me out. You know what? We're not going to judge you. All right. We're gonna do it this way instead, so we don't have to do that again. I don't know why you kicked me out there, but okay, fine. Miami. All right. January 19th. Oh, all the ships. We could just put Freedom in here because we already know. Nights, whatever, that's fine. We'll just do 1 room just for now. And we'll put Florida like the other one was. All right, search. Okay, and we got us a spacious ocean view balcony. Ooh. Oh, where are we at? We got us a 4B. This is exactly what we have, right? I can't see that now. Details. I'm pretty sure it was a 4B. Category 4B. Yep. All right, making sure. I want to get the exact pricing here. All right. Who's going to be cheaper? Write it now before I click it. Who do you think's cheaper? Oh, let's see. It's got that group already built in there for us. It's going to automatically populate the group just like it did this one. There we go. All right. Price quote. I think they're cheaper. Ooh, Royal Caribbean's cheaper. How'd they do us like that? The commission's less. A little bit, but yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, they got the deposit. They definitely don't have a whole month to do a deposit. So if you got somebody, look, see, it's got and there's no 50. You know, I guess we could technically do it this way, but let me see. This is the add us rate, just like the other one. Let's see if it's the same price. There's the commission. Oh no, it's cheaper. Oh no, it's more expensive. Okay, that's the add-in rate. Sometimes you can use those if they have them available. So, and then there's our commission for it, $2.59. So it's a little bit more. But no, Royal Caribbean is technically cheaper. So still okay. But even then, what do I use them for? Price compare. If I didn't like Royal Caribbean, I could always start over and I can view all of them at one time. And maybe they need a long time to make a deposit, so we can use them. And they have a $50 onboard credit here too. So they might not even care if they get all of that going. So there's your options, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Cruise Complete walkthrough. I love Cruise Complete. Whenever you guys do your cruise bookings, please start here. Start here, and then whatever cruise lines you find, go put it in there, price compare, whatever, get it done. Okay? Now, with all of that being said and done, I want to thank you guys so much for attending. And then next week, I'm going to be back on Tuesday, identifying bookers and lookers. Okay? This is one of my favorite trainings. I've done this training live before, actually, in person. I've made up the lookers and bookers theory a long time ago. And now I basically teach you guys how to stop wasting your time with clients that aren't really ready to book, right? So make sure you guys join me for next week. And to get notified when I'm going live, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if this training has helped you at all today, please go ahead and make sure you like it and share some love to it. I would really appreciate it. But other than that, I'm going to hop over to my studio. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in there. I can go in there and look. But I will be back next week. Thank you guys so much for attending. And yeah, I'm going to play some background music for us now and answer any of your questions.